Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. It's been a while, I know. I've been so busy, but I'm really excited for this one. It's kind of more on an intimate level, just me and everyone else that's watching. I'm really excited to do this one. So I did a Q&A on my Instagram about a week ago, and I picked out some questions that I will answer for you all. I know that me and Andrew have done one together on my channel, but I thought, you know what, let's just do one, just me on my own. I'm a bit nervous, but I'm really excited to just kind of talk, and yeah, I'm going to answer some of your questions. Okay, so I thought I'd kind of start a bit, you know, easy and light-hearted. So the first question is, favourite memory when growing up? I've had so many amazing memories growing up, and I've got to say there's always this one memory that stands out to me the most about me and my brother is, oh my god, it's so funny. It's basically every time we had leftovers, not like necessarily a lot of leftovers, me and my brother would get so scared to put it in the bin because you know when you're like, your mum and dad's like, make sure you eat everything that's on the plate. So me and my brother used to get scared and freak out. So do you remember back in the olden days of videotapes with the slots, and it like goes in the slots? Me and my brother used to get the leftovers, like spaghetti bolognese, like shepherd's pie, mashed potato, anything you can think of. We used to honestly scrape it from the plate into the videotape slot, and my dad used to go put videotapes in, and he'd be like, why is it not going in? And then there's this time we found out what we were doing, all this food was like stuck in the videotape slot. I'll never ever forget that, because that was just, I just remember me and my brother used to panic and be like, where are we going to pull it? And I came up, eventually I started a trick where I kind of put it in the bin, but like right underneath, hidden underneath tissues. I used to put tissues on top, like loads, and my dad would be like, why have you put all these tissues in a bin? And I'd be like, oops. There's been so many amazing memories growing up. I really had such a good childhood, you know. I had the Game Boy, the iconic Nintendo DS, oh my gosh, like even kinetic Xbox. Those were the good old days. Like, I really enjoyed growing up, having that freedom of like hopscotch on the floor and drawing with chalk on the floor. That was so much fun, going to the park and all those things. So growing up was definitely, yeah, it was a lot of fun. Okay, next question. How did I know that Andrew was the one? So I think me and Andrew definitely had a very rocky journey in there, and you know, I think every relationship's so different and everyone is so different as individuals, and being in the filler is such a different environment. Like, no one will get it unless you've genuinely been in there yourself. It's very hard, but it's such an amazing experience, and I got to meet an amazing person like Andrew. And how I knew that he was the one was just, I think, because we went through so much together, and we both were still there for each other throughout everything, and he never left my side, and he just genuinely is such an amazing human being inside and out. I can't fault a bad word about that guy. He is just so special, and he really is just, like, honestly, my whole family loves him, all my friends love him. He really is just a great person, and it's so rare to find such amazing, beautiful human beings nowadays. And he really takes care of me. We speak high of each other, and what's been so amazing is we've had each other's back in, you know, in the same boat. You know, coming out can be very, you know, overwhelming, and we've both been there for each other throughout everything. And I'll support Andrew no matter, you know, what he wants to do or whoever wants to make him happy. And you know, we're both just genuinely in a really amazing place. It's just been amazing. Which was the next question, is how is me and Andrew? We are both just honestly great. It's been such a whirlwind, but you know, going on holiday really brought us so much closer. We made such amazing memories already, and I'm just really excited to make even more memories in the future. But honestly, it's just been such a dream. Like, living together has been amazing. Don't get me wrong, there's a few habits that, you know, we need to spruce up on, but I'm just as bad though. We both got bad habits, but we're just like, you know what, that's what we love about each other. We're both not perfect. Like, no humans are ever perfect. So you know, our relationship's just like everybody else's, you know. Of course we are going to have ups and downs. That's just how it is in relationships. And I don't want to sit here and be like, you know, oh my god, everything's perfect, like you never bicker. No, like we do bicker. Me and Andrew do bicker sometimes, but you know what, that's just how relationships are, and it's just bickering, and we end up laughing at each other at the end and just be like, what were you even bickering about? You're about stupidest things, like I don't even know, like food on a fork, that, you know, just like silly stuff, you know. And I think that's what makes our relationship so special, is just because, you know, we embrace that and we don't let it get to us. We just like laugh it off and move on, do you know? So we're really, really good. Our communication's great. Everything's been so amazing. I think because of a journey that we had in the villa, it's made us so strong. Like we went through every single test you can think of in there, and we went through those things for a reason, and that reason was to bring us back together, but even stronger. And, you know, I believe that, you know, you have to go through these things sometimes in life. And, you know, we went through so many tests, and look at where we are now. We're both genuinely happy and just enjoying our time together. Sorry if I waffle so much. I'm a bit of a waffler, I'm not gonna lie. I feel like I'm just like chatting along. And also, I've taken my tapes out, so I'm gonna have a break from my tapes for a while, because my hair is literally falling out and I feel so bald. And honestly, look at my little pony. Okay, next question. How is my Invisalign journey going? So we've had to put that on pause because I've got a wisdom tooth infection. I've still got it now. It's not as bad, it's healing. Literally I started the process for 2 days, and then this infection just came out of nowhere. But it's really, really bad. It's like really deep and bloody. Yeah, I suppose I won't give out too much information. But I've had it for quite a while now. But I might have to get my wisdom tooth taken out because I had this infection literally a week before I went into the villa, and yeah, that was just not the right timing. Yeah, so I might have to get it taken out. Don't know yet. But the first 2 days of the Invisalign, it was a weird sensation in your teeth in terms of it did hurt, but it was like a weird hurt pain. It was kind of like I could bear with it. It hurt the most, I think, when you clip it in, that's when it starts to hurt, and eventually it settles a little bit. But yeah, I think it's one of those situations you kind of really have to get used to it. But yeah, that's on pause at the moment. I've still got the bumps on my teeth, so it just feels weird when I'm talking. I can just feel it on my teeth. The bumps that clip in the trays. But I mean, I'm very excited to start that. I want to keep my teeth as natural as possible. So basically, the reason why I'm doing Invisalign is because I used to wear retainers at the back of my teeth. I used to have train track braces in high school, top and bottom, and I wear retainers at the back, the wire at the top and bottom. So I kind of want to get the Invisalign so I don't have to wear the wire, if that makes sense. So it's just kind of, you know, my own kind of decision, what I want to do. But I do really love my teeth, but that's just my own personal choice to what I want to do Invisalign. Okay, next one. How to get confident in yourself. This is such a, this question's kind of a bit of a, yeah, I think confidence kind of comes from within yourself. It comes from self-love. That is how your confidence grows as a person. You have to really find who you are as a person and really love that, who you are. And it's like that saying, if you don't love yourself, how are you going to love somebody else, and how are you going to love other people? And that's really true. Like, you really have to be confident in yourself, in who you are as a person, and believe who you are. And confidence is something, I've never always been this confident girl, you know. It's taken me such a long time to get here. And don't get me wrong, there's still some days where I'm not feeling as confident, but that's completely natural. We're all human. That's how we are. You know, it's not always going to be up and high all the time. Of course we're going to have little knockbacks, but it's all about, you know, jumping over those obstacles, and that's when your confidence builds and builds and builds, and you get stronger each time. And I go by the saying, you know, nobody else is you, and that's your biggest power. And it's so true, because, you know, you have to really think of it, no one else is me, and that's so special to have. You know, you have to think how special you are, that nobody else is you, and really embrace that. You know, that's the best advice I can give, is embrace who you really are. And not everyone's going to love you, not everyone's going to like you, but that's just how life is in general. And the only people that matter is people that love you and support you, that are around you, that will love you for you. So confidence is really something you have to work on yourself, and self-growth, and eventually it will blossom, and you will, you know, be this confident person that you know you want to be, but it's really, really about self-love and being on that journey. Sometimes it takes longer than others. Sometimes it'll take you a day, sometimes it'll take you a week, a month, a year, 2 years. Don't ever compare yourself. And I say this all the time, don't ever compare yourself to other people. I know it sounds, as hard as it is hard to not do that, but you have to, you know, once you start comparing yourself, that's when you start to, you know, dig yourself a hole and you start to go digging deeper, 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 and it's harder for you to get out. So you really have to block that out and don't compare yourself. And it's okay, compare yourself in a positive way, you know, don't do it in such a negative way. And I think that's something I learned growing up, was actually, yeah, I could be like, she's such a beautiful girl, but I'm also beautiful. Like, that's kind of how you got to think of it, is, you know, compliment yourself, look in the mirror and think, okay, sometimes I actually do this, you know, maybe you can take this away. I actually sometimes stand in front of the mirror, having a bit of a rubbish morning, I'm like, oh, I don't feel good. I look in the mirror and I think, Tash, you've got this, you know, you're a great person, you're beautiful, you've got this, and like, compliment yourself, big yourself up. And I think, you know, the more you do that, the more confident you are going to get. And, you know, self-journals, writing journals, that's something I love doing. It really, really helps me get my feelings out, write them down. But I think, yeah, exactly what I said there, it's just really, really working on yourself, being around the people that lift you up as well. Best piece of life advice. Okay, so life advice. I think just be patient. I think that's the best kind of life advice I can give, is really be patient. And life is going to get hard. Trust me, I went through really dark moments when I was growing up, and it's all about getting through them. And I believe that everyone gets given an obstacle in life to overcome them for a reason. And it's really about, life is so hard, it's challenging sometimes, but it's there for a reason, and you come out the other side bigger, better, stronger. And I go by the saying, you know, life's a climb, but the view's great. That's genuinely what life is. It's all about climbing. It's all about, you know, you're climbing this massive wall, you have one little slip, you drop down, but then you go another, you know, 5 steps above, you may drop down 2. It's all about, you know, every slip you go down, it's all about overcoming that. And that's when, you know, pushing through life and achieving your goals. And trust me, achieving my goals was not easy. I've worked very hard all my life, you know. I've grinded as a dancer, as a model. There's many times where I struggled to even pay my rent, bills. Yeah, I always had to really work hard to even pay, even to live, even to like actually, you know, there's times where I genuinely was, you know, struggling. You know, London's not a very expensive place to live. So there's many times where I had to really grind to get to where I am now. Life is so hard, I know, like it really is, but you know, just remember the view is always good at the end. You know, you have to look at the light at the end of the tunnel, keep going, don't ever give up. As much, you know, be patient, hang in there, just hang in there, keep pushing through, and it will happen. You know, always be positive, try and be positive as much as you can as well, to keep that mentality going strong. You know, you really want to keep pushing through. So I think that is definitely the best kind of life advice I could give. Okay, so at what age did I struggle with my hearing loss the most? I never really spoken much about this. So when I was 15, 16, I was at college, performing arts college. So in my first year, my cochlear implant actually broke, and sometimes it breaks, you change the spare part and it starts working again. But in this case, went to the hospital, they did I'm like, restart. And I went to the hospital and they changed some parts, and it was like, okay, it's working. Halfway back home, it went off again, so I had to go back, and they pretty much did tests and stuff, and they said, look, it's broken internally. So I was in the middle of my A-levels at that point, first year. I had quite important exams coming up, especially with dance and drama and performing arts. It's kind of more creative wise. Basically, I couldn't wear my cochlear implant because it was broken, so there's no point wearing my external part leading up to the operation. And after the operation, I couldn't wear it for a few weeks to let my ear heal. That time was the most challenging for me as a teenager. You know, I was only a teenager at that point. I was going through so much already. It's kind of hard because as a teenager, you're still trying to figure out who you are as a person, and you're trying to, you know, decide what career you want to do, what path you want to go down. So mentally that was kind of the biggest struggle I really had to go through. I think I was deaf for a good 5 to 6 months, and going from hearing to losing that was kind of pretty crazy. Whereas me, you know, I was born deaf and then I got cochlear implants, so this is kind of like flipped around the other way. So at the time it was tough. It was really tough. I stayed in, I didn't want to go out. I just wanted to not talk to anyone, socialise. And then it kind of got to the point where I was like, okay, I'm going to have to do something, you know. I had to do all my A-levels in my second year. And I started getting out a bit, and then I actually started getting the train, going to college, hanging out as much as I could to keep myself, you know, mentally okay, because if I just stayed in my room all the time, I genuinely was just going to go crazy. Like, I genuinely was going to be like, I need to get out. So I started doing that, and actually it was so hard. Obviously I was missing out on so many conversations, but I started to feel better because I was getting myself out and I was challenging myself to, you know, get on the train, travel by myself, you know, go on walks on my own. And it was such a crazy experience, because yeah, I've never had that experience before. But yeah, that's definitely the time I would say that's kind of the hardest for me. Okay, so this question, I've got quite a few of these ones, and I know that Andrew actually answered it as well. It was the if me and Andrew break up, what would we do about the tattoos? I genuinely believe that me and Andrew won't ever break up, because I genuinely want to, you know, I need to calm myself down. But I say to Andrew, like, I really hope, like, I know that we won't, but I mean, if it ever does come to that, which it won't, you know, I won't regret having my tattoo ever, because it's such a beautiful memory to have. You know, Love Island was once in a lifetime experience, and my and Andrew's date was so special, with thousands of roses, and it's a story that I would always tell people in the future. It's a story that I always tell, you know, if I have children, grandkids, or, you know, uncle, like, you know, my brother has kids. I don't know, what is it, aunties? No, you know what I mean. I want to be able to say this. I'm going to share the story all day, every day, because it's such a beautiful story, and you know, it's a part of me and Andrew, and I'm going to always cherish that forever. And I think, you know, it's just such a beautiful moment. And roses is a thing between me and Andrew now, and I love the tattoo. It's gorgeous. It's a fine line tattoo. I will forever appreciate that boy, because I mean, he's such an amazing guy, and that tattoo is just a part of me and him, and I'll never regret that. And you know, people may say it's too soon to have tattoos, but you know what, me and Andrew, we're both young, we want to live our lives, and we're both just living our lives together. And I think that's really nice that we're both, you know what, let's just do it. We only live once, have one life, and we both respect each other so much that we would cherish this forever. So no, I definitely won't ever regret having these tattoos, ever. What do I love about Andrew? Okay. I cringe myself out when I talk about Andrew. Honestly, what I love about Andrew is just, he is just, I don't know what it is, like, I just love everything about him. And when I say everything, I mean not just like, you know, the standard things. Like, I love everything deeply about him. You know, I found out so much more about who he is deeply as a person. I love every single bit. Even when he's stressed, I still love that boy. And you know, he's just honestly a great aura to be around. We have such a good balance. So I get very stressed quite easily, whereas Andrew's very calm, and he really brings me down. And it's really nice that we have that balance to balance each other out, but we're also similar in some ways. And he really is just, his values, his morals, who he is as a person, how he treats people. He treats people with respect and kindness, and I think that is just a really good trait to have in, you know, a person. And he as a person as a whole is just genuinely a great person. Such a beautiful boy. Every day I'm like, you're so beautiful. So yeah, I mean, Andrew is just magnificent, extraordinary, and I love everything about him. That was so cringe. I genuinely apologise, that really cringed you out. Oh god, what am I doing? How am I finding life after Love Island? So life has been a bit of a whirlwind, I've got to say, but it has been really, really good. You know, I feel so grateful every single day. I genuinely am grateful for every single opportunity that's come my way, and I just feel grateful to now have this platform. I can keep raising awareness for the deaf community and keep, you know, pushing and using my voice, and you know, I just feel grateful to now have a bigger voice to use that, and I've just really been enjoying it. And you know, it's just, life has been definitely crazy, and you know, I have some days where I feel a bit like, okay, like my life genuinely has massively changed, but like I say, you know, I've got Andrew with me and my amazing friends around me, my family that support me, and you know, it's nice that I have this circle around me to keep me, you know, strong and keep me, you got this. So it's been, honestly, I feel like Love Island was such a blur. It really was. I can't believe how quick it's gone already. It genuinely feels like it was a decade ago. But I look back and I'm like, did I really just do that? And yeah, life has been great, and it's been so nice to be socialising. I've met so many great, amazing people. Pride of Britain, for example. Wow, like that was just an amazing experience, and to be at an event like that is kind of personal to me, because it's like, you know, it's these amazing inspirational stories, and to sit there and listen to these people, real people, that is what I love. Just real people that have real inspiring stories. They've got through them, it's made them, you know, they didn't let it stop them. They're still, you know, doing what they're doing. I just think it's so amazing. So yeah, life has just been so great, and you know, all the love and support from everybody as well has been really, really, really amazing. There's just so much warmth and love for me and Andrew, and for me and Andrew as well, and I just think it's so lovely that everyone's just been so supportive, and I really, really appreciate that. I'm so thankful for everyone that has been supporting, that genuinely, yeah, really, really thankful. Any advice for future Islanders? That's a very, very good question. I think the best advice I can give is stay true to yourself. I think have no expectations as well. You know, don't go in expecting to find someone, or you know, I think you kind of have to go in quite open-minded and go with the flow once you're in there, and don't have a plan. I think if you have a plan, it could maybe not work out the way you expected. That's why maybe go with no expectations and stay true to yourself. And you know, I think that's probably the best advice I can definitely give. And you know, massive, massive good luck to future Islanders, because it really, really is an amazing experience, once in a lifetime experience. I really can't wait to be rooting for you all, future Islanders. Is there anything that's going to be happening with Talks with Tasha? So yes, there will be something happening very, 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 very soon. I've honestly been wanting to share this with you all, and it's hard for me to keep it quiet because it's something I'm really passionate about, and it's been a goal of mine for so long. So yes, something is coming, I promise it is, and yeah, I really can't wait to share it with you all. It's, you know, it's been such an amazing journey so far with it, and you know, it's something, you know, that page is something I started, I think it was last year at some point, and it was kind of a page for people, an open space for people to come and kind of, you know, yeah, I think it was just a safe space for people to come, and I kind of want to keep that going. So there's definitely something happening very, very soon that will carry on with that. I really want to say it, but I know my management will not be happy if I did, so I need to keep my mouth shut. But yes, yes, yes. How have you been dealing with the online hate that I got when I was on the show? Okay, so I've kind of spoken about this a bit already on other podcasts, but I think for me, I'm quite, you know, coming out, it was a bit like, oh, okay, so this is kind of what was being said whilst I was on the show, and it was a bit, it did hit me a little bit. Of course we're all human, of course it is going to emotionally be a bit like, wow, okay, but the way I look at it is, you know, as a person I would never stoop that low to be trolling someone's superpower and things like that. And you know, I kind of feel sorry for those people that did say those hateful things, and I think in a way it motivates me to do better for my community, and it motivates me to do even better and work harder. So in a way I'm quite thankful for those comments, because if anything, all it does is it ignites me. It sets a fire in my belly to, you know, okay, I'm going to work even harder now. You know, negativity is something that we're all going to have to deal with. It's just how it is. And, you know, I think, yeah, I think the way you just got to look at it is just don't focus on that. I don't go looking for it as well. I just, you know, block it out, focus on the people I have around me and focus on people that support me. So I think that's just kind of mindset I've been having. So yeah, coming out was a bit like, oh, okay. But that's kind of then the mindset I had of actually like, okay, I'm going to turn it into a positive. And, you know, every negative turns into positive, and that's how you just grow as a person. So that's kind of how I've been dealing with the negativity in terms of, in that aspect. But yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong, of course it did get to me, and I think I got a lot of negativity for crying too much on the show. And I think it's just kind of, it's hard because being on the show, you have no outlet in terms of, I can ring my friends, my mum, my dad, I can, you know, go for a walk, go for a run, you know, I can go outside, go somewhere else, but we could not do that. We had no escape. We genuinely had no escape to go anywhere, and I'm not the kind of girl to bottle my feelings in. I have to let it out, because if I keep it bottled in, that's when it's not good for you to do that. So me as my outlet was to just to let it out. And then 2 hours later I'd be like, oh okay, like, I'm fine now. So, and then obviously you're being filmed 24/7, so I couldn't escape that. You know, I think it's so important to talk about your feelings and be open with them. And that's why on the show I was very much like that. I was very much, however I was feeling really did come out, because it's just who I am as a person. So yeah. I feel like I'm just waffling on quite a lot. Do you and Andrew want any future pets? So yes, we want 2 dogs. I want either a German Shepherd or a Great Dane. So I used to have a box of Great Dane cross when I was younger. She was a family dog, and honestly she was just an absolute dream. I used to play brat stalls with her in the bedroom. She'd be like, genuinely just laid there, let me play brat stalls with her. I used to put like a little tutu. I used to cut, like, she was just the most amazing dog, and so loyal as well. So I think I've always had a connection with Great Danes. And then I think Andrew wants a Golden Retriever or a Labrador. Andrew used to have a Labrador called Charlie, so he used to have a family dog as well. So I feel like we're both very dog people. But we definitely would love to have dogs, but not just yet. I think Andrew Mack said on his video that, I don't, you know, dogs take away a lot of attention. I'm not ready to get your attention taken away from me just yet. I just want to enjoy it a little bit more, but I think we definitely will be, definitely soon. I think maybe when we get a proper home, have a garden and stuff, so the dog can, you know, run about. I feel like in a flat it's more, you have kind of, I guess you can have a big dog, but I feel like maybe it's more like a little dog. But yeah, I don't know, but definitely soon. But yes, we definitely do want 2 dogs. I'm really excited. What made you get into dancing? So, I've never really actually spoken about dancing, have I? So, I started dancing when I was little, and as a little girl I used to go put on princess dresses, come downstairs and put steps on the TV, and I used to follow the dance moves. That's when Mum and Dad went, okay, let's take her to a local dance class, and that's literally where it started from. And I just love dancing. You know, I've trained at a performing arts college and a professional dance conservatoire, and I don't know what it is. I think dancing is just a beautiful way of expressiveness, and I just love going into dance class and just being whatever character I want to be. I can put it on. I could be that character for like an hour and a half, and it's also a place of expressing who you are as a person and having fun. It's also a great way to keep fit as well. But dancing is really, really hard. It is hard, and you know, I've trained hard all my years, but I still will be dancing as well. I'm still in training, going to class. At the moment being very busy, so it's been hard for me to go to class. When I get home I'm just honestly wiped out. But yeah, dancing's just always been in my heart, something I'm really passionate about, and it really, really is just a great it's a great, you know, I think I say it to anyone, people that say, you know, I can't dance, everyone can dance. Everyone can. You just need to find it in yourself. And you know, if you're feeling upset one day, just go to dance class, dance it out, and honestly you'll feel so much better. You genuinely will feel so much better after, and you think, oh, I did something good. Like, I really believe in go for things that scare you and go for things that challenge you, and that's how you grow as a person, and that's how, you know, you feel confident in yourself, you know. Okay everyone, I really hoped you enjoyed that little Q&A. It was actually really nice to do something like this. I was a bit nervous, but eventually I felt a bit more calm. But yeah, I really hope you all enjoyed this one. I thought it'd be quite nice just to get some questions in and for you to kind of understand me a bit more as a person. So I really hope that you have enjoyed this one, and I really hope everyone has a great week, and sending everyone lots of love, and thank you so much for the support. Everyone's honestly been so amazing, so supportive. I read all the comments on my YouTube channel, and genuinely my heart just grows bigger and bigger and bigger just because everyone's been so lovely. So thank you, and yeah, so thank you so much for watching.